My name is Patricia Schmidt.
My name's Thomas Edison Vickery III.
My name is Shakira Walker.
My name is Casey Green, and this is my Northcare story. June 25th, 2020, I was arrested for felony child neglect, possession of methamphetamines, and possession of paraphernalia.
Honestly, my lowest low was coming home from work one day and finding my kids' stuff all gone and my kids gone, and they had left to move back into my parents because I had relapsed and they didn't want to be around it. And that was my lowest low, and things got worse after that, but that was like the lowest point of it. That still sits with me the most.
Back in 2012, I was attending OSU Stillwater, and I was taking 18 hours college credits, and I was a resident advisor working full-time, and I was overwhelmed with the stress, and I had a nervous breakdown.
It started for me, when I was young. My mother was, really abusive, and my dad was the one who took care of me. And but he died when I was 14, and he died under horrible circumstances. I actually hurt my dad's feelings. We found out he had cancer, and he was in pain, and he was in a chair, dying, and he overheard me on the phone tell a friend that my dad was dying of cancer. And I got off the phone and come around the corner, and my dad's laying there in the chair just crying. He's a Vietnam vet who wasn't scared of the devil, and he taught me everything, spent all of his time with me, and here he was crying my heart dropped, and I didn't know what to do. I was so embarrassed that he heard what I said, and I just walked away, and he fell asleep. My ride for school showed up, and I went to leave, and he woke up, and he said, "Is that my boy?" And then he said, "I love you, son." And I was just still so embarrassed. I just walked out the door, and it was the worst mistake I ever made, because when I come home, I was ready. I was like, God, I've got to tell him, that I'm sorry and how much I love him, and he was gone, and then I was stuck with a mother who hated me.
It was about 7:30 in the morning. I was served with a no-knock warrant. They came into my house. They pulled me, my children's father, out of the house. We were arrested. My youngest at the time were 5 and 6, and officers carried them out of the home because they were asleep.
I was going to the hospital every week for 5 years. I was in and out the hospital. I was told that I would never get better. And I eventually started doing drugs, and it made my mental illness worse.
When everything fell out, my mom died, my daughter moved away, and my wife divorced me. I was, like I said before, I was below the bottom, and I was living under a bridge, under I-40 in Blackwelder, and I didn't care about my life at all. I didn't want to live because nobody's talking to me. Nobody wants to watch their loved one destroy themselves. That's hard to do.
This time there was nothing that I could do. Like there was nothing I could do. My kids were being carried out. I was in the back of a cop car. My kids are crying, and I was cuffed, and I couldn't console them. I couldn't talk to them, and that was my bottom. That was my absolute bottom. Something had to change.
And I started getting help at Northcare, and slowly I started realizing these people might be able to help me out.
And my case manager at Griffin said, "I think you will be a good candidate for Northcare." I'm on Northcare PAC. So I said, I'll give it a try. And ever since I've been on Northcare PAC, I work with somebody every day They come to my house. We meet at least 3 times out the week. And it's just a one-on-one basis. You feel the love. You feel that they care. They don't just give you medication or tell you when your appointment is. They actually get involved in your life. And it's just more hands-on, and you feel that compassion that they have for their job.
So the new Casey Green has almost 2 years clean. I have my children back. I have my own house. I have a car. I'm set to graduate drug court in about a month and a half. Life is good, very, very good. And I couldn't have done it without the support of Northcare.
Northcare is not only my service provider, they're also now my employer. I went through the volunteer training classes and got my peer recovery support certification license. And as of August 9th, 2021, I am now a full-time Northcare employee.
If it wasn't for Northcare, I would be stuck, stagnated. I wouldn't know where to turn. I would feel hopeless. I would feel like no one is there to help me. And I probably still will be in and out the hospital.
I've taken every class that Northcare has offered to me, and they've taught me adulting. You know, they call it adulting. And so I'm learning how to be an adult through my therapist and counselors, and you know, everything is not all right, but I am going forward. I mean, I'm in college. I'm in college to almost halfway to get my engineering degree.
I'm truly grateful for everything that I've gotten. Had I not gotten these opportunities, I don't know where I would be, but I know I wouldn't be here. And I don't know that I'd have my children either.
Northcare changed my life, and it can change other lives too.